High School Musical has got to be one of the best trilogies on the planet, in my opinion. It was a huge part of my childhood and something I'm very proud of. Now, I had a lot of stick for that in my youth. A lot of people didn't like the fact that I liked High School Musical. For some reason, that seemed as bad. It's more accepted in nowadays and kind of works for me, actually. Quite a lot of people like the fact that I love a little bit of High School Musical. But donning my own Wildcats uniform from a very young age has led me to love the series. It's acted as actually a really good conversation starter, and still to this day, I love watching the movies. They are great fun to talk about. I know all of the songs off by heart. I listen to them in the car all the time. They're the only CDs I have in the car. And I even know some of the dances from the theatre side of my life. Except Sharpay's Adventures, or whatever it's called, because that doesn't really count. Yes, it's cringy. And yes, there's been some better Disney Channel original movies, but the trilogy is golden and it's a very key moment in my life and in my heart. Not to say that any of them are bad, in my opinion. I thoroughly enjoy all of the soundtracks, and when they come on, you cannot help but sing. The High School Musical series has got to be one of the best conversation starters for people of my age, and we have all grown up with them. Now, we thought that we had seen the end of the antics at East High, and it was slightly bittersweet. That was until Disney Plus came about, and we were given High School Musical, the series. Now, it's only taken me 2 years, 2 seasons, with the third being released literally in a week's time, for me to actually watch this. And today, I wanted to give my thoughts. So, straight off the bat, it really caught me off guard. I loved this television show. Basically, the premise is that the world of High School Musical that we know, the 3 films, were actually filmed as films by Disney inside this universe, this TV universe. So obviously, for us, High School Musical is a film, but to the guys inside the TV show, High School Musical was filmed at their school, which is quite cool. It's a brilliant concept, and the fact they use that really amazes me. It's very cool. It's genuinely brilliant. The only connection to actual High School Musical is the fact that they all love it and it's set in that school. It's like if I went to secondary school and they filmed a musical at my school, that would be the connection. And all throughout both of the seasons, the general awareness and the callbacks they make to it is really funny. I wanted to hate this show and I went in thinking that I would, but I actually oddly really like it. Yes, it's a bit cringy at times, but it is a Disney Channel show. Well, it's a spin-off TV show for Disney Plus at that. I didn't think the budget was going to be high. But one thing I loved is it doesn't ruin the original films and it doesn't expand on the High School Musical universe, which I think saved it. I loved the concept of the fact that a teacher has come in and gone, guys, the High School Musical was filmed at your school and you haven't done a musical on that musical. I think it was a very funny concept and very self-aware. The acting wasn't shit. I thought it was going to be awful and it wasn't. It was actually decent and in some areas very high quality and made me connect emotionally in many ways. I liked a lot of the characters, and the whole talking to the camera gave me whole Modern Family vibes. And I also quite like that because it's less direct as a movie. It's better for building on their own world. I did completely forget that Olivia Rodrigo was in this. This is what made her career. And my god, she slays in both season 1 and season 2. Her vocals are just beautiful. And as much as I love her as an independent artist, I think her vocals are more suited to this style of music. She's got a reduced role in the new season because of her big league music career now, which is kind of a shame, but at the same time, the show have really sort of followed Olivia's creative pathway as a musician really well and incorporated that into the show really well. But it's really nice to see her in it still. I also really liked the main boy Ricky, played by Joshua Bassett. He was pretty cool and a very well-rounded character, but we'll go into that later. I love how it's set in the modern day. And instead of being that sort of cliche teenage show, which is cringy and a bit like, oh yeah, but that just wouldn't happen, it was really well written. I think it's nice because it includes a lot more modern day things like Instagram followers, and it's a nice niche to sort of explore. I like how in season 2, Olivia's character Nini creates a Instagram account for her music, which is something that now people of my age who grew up watching High School Musical, who didn't have the technology back then, are trying to do. I think I sometimes have to keep telling myself how old they are. I'm not quite sure. Are they 6th form in terms of England? If anyone's from America, please let me know. How old is a graduate? Are they 17, 18? like in England, if you go to sixth form or college? Or are they still like 15, 16? In regards to the music though, it's a musical obviously, or musical series at that. The music was insane. Lyrically, they're so good throughout the season. Season 1 obviously focuses a lot more on the music of High School Musical, so there's not as many original songs, but the original songs we do see are brilliant. All the lyrics, all the choreography are great, they're very catchy, and the cast, in general, vocally are insane. I think the one thing I can sort of fault them for is the production quality. Like, it's so obviously studio recorded, which obviously they do that anyway, but in other films you can sort of pass off that they're singing it at that exact time, but in this it was very obvious that it was pre-recorded or recorded after and just sort of lip-sync dubbed. But anyway, let's get into the first season. So, Holy Shizzicles, the first musical number in the show starts with something new. Olivia Rodrigo slayed. Her vocals are crazy. And she didn't ruin the song, which as a High School Musical fan, I'm very, very happy about. Now, some movies, not just in the Disney case, but also in the Disney case, can take some songs and just butcher them. They can do remakes and just, they've been awful. But this was actually really, really well done. And to be fair, throughout the season, both 1 and 2, they didn't butcher any of the songs for me. I enjoyed every single one. They didn't sing really much in the beginning of the first season, but they picked up massively towards the end, which is nice. And they really focused on who they wanted to be as artists, rather than just, oh, we're in a show. Like, they write their own music, which I really like, and I like Ricky and his guitar as well. It's cool. He's a brilliant songwriter, by the way. Obviously, I know it was the production team, not actually Ricky, but you get my point. Now, the second episode is where it really starts to kick off, and it starts to grip the audience. It's fully ramped up, the beef is there, and the character growth starts getting big. It's full of teenage awkwardness that you'd actually find in a secondary school, which I really like. It's not just written as a film or a TV show, it's actual, like, slightly genuine. And it's relatable more than anything. The characters, the struggles they go through, it's genuinely relatable. Obviously, some things as an English student I wouldn't have been able to relate to, but Americans watching this, let me know, did you relate to anything? I do feel like it was overly beefy at times, and that could have been toned down a little bit. And I do think there was some overreactions to aid the plot, but I mean, it wouldn't be TV film without plot convenience. That's just how it works. In terms of scripting, I actually didn't find it boring at all. I didn't find it cringy, and in some cases, I actually found it pretty funny. I don't know if I was laughing at them or with them, but either way it works, and it was enjoyable. It's very binge-worthy as well. They made good jokes, and it's consistently well written, which again surprised me, especially for a Disney Plus spin-off show. I also love how they made some blind casting decisions, like the fact they managed to cast Sharpay as a male actor. He is incredible. And to be fair, even from the second episode, I like seeing the characters' growth already. They've really sort of come out of their shells already as a group, and it's amazing. Ashlyn in episode 2, what the fuck? Her voice is nuts. The pipes on that girl is very excited for season 3. I love the mystery of who is Miss Jen. What is her relationship to East High and the show in general? I think that was a really clever plot device and something they explored really well. I also like the different villainous sides of it. Like, you could, oh, is she a villain? And then the teacher, I keep getting his name, Benjamin. And then Benjamin as well, is he going to be the villain? Is Gina going to be the villain? Is EJ going to be the villain? We don't really know who the villain is of the first season, and I like that because it keeps you guessing. It keeps you on your toes. But fuck me, EJ is so annoying in the first season. I like him as a character, he's cool, but he was aggravating to watch, which, same with Gina to be fair, but that's when you know you've got good writing, is when you know your character pisses you off. I think at times it was actually seriously emotional, the whole thing with Ricky's parents divorcing. A lot of children and a lot of teenagers go through that, and it's a very difficult time. And I think it's good that Disney chose to choose such a big thing to deal with some hitting themes, hitting reactions, and I think Disney did it really well. I also love the situationships in this. Like, it's a little bit iffy, and they have to sort of work for it rather than just fall in love like a film or like whatever. I mean, obviously there's the traditional character working in love for Nene and Ricky, Olivia Rodrigo and Obviously, they have their kerfuffles, and it's obvious they're going to get back together in the end. But the premise is still there, especially for the side characters. It's nice to see not just the main characters. Obviously, it follows the main character structure, but it's nice to see the relationships of the side characters being so important. I didn't know that Olivia's "All I Want Is to Last," didn't know as much to ask, whatever it's called. That song, didn't know that was in this. Whether that is where it originated from, not sure. Whether the show just went, chuck some music in there, and that's where your career's going to start. Who fucking knows? But would have loved to see more of it. Episode 5 was really, really cool. I loved the prom, and I think it was really well choreographed. The whole, like, Castle in the Sky song was incredible. It was catchy, and actually really well written for a musical side of things. Like, from the musical side point of view, really well done. And I really loved how Disney are coming full blast through with their wonderful LGBTQ plus characters and the relationships they have in this. Carlos and Seb are just incredible. I love them both. It's so natural and so easy, and that's exactly how it should be. It's also great representation of the struggles that the community can go through, and it was really wholesome and really nice, and I loved that. Episode 6 was also sick, the flash mob section of it. That's not at all how the government system, justice system of a school works, especially if a teacher's lied about actually being a qualified teacher. Bit dodgy, don't try that because it won't work. But it was a cool effort, well choreographed. Again, the choreography throughout of this show is just sick. And the vocals, top 10-10, stick to the status quo. But oh my god, Casey Straw, however you say it, who plays Martha, is back. That was cool. That was some Multiverse of Madness shit. Better than it. But I love it. I literally sat there and was like, what? What, Martha? I'm popping, locking, jamming and breaking. They did it again with Ryan as well, which is quite funny. When Miss Jen falls over and has a weird epiphany thing. So, welcome back, Lucas Gabriel. Looking a bit old, but welcome back. And to be fair, this season feels much more real than a TV show or a film, and at times it doesn't quite feel like a scripted show, although the VFX are absolutely shocking in this. The production budget is pretty high, I can't lie, especially for a first season of a Disney Plus show, but the VFX was shit. The fire, what was that? In regards to the actual performance of season 1, I think it was really, really well done. I can't lie, it was a lot better than I thought. The set was sick, and they definitely made some good choices in terms of vocal arrangements to not ruin the original. And plus the return of Gina, as much as I didn't like her, I then grew to like her by the end of the season. Along with EJ, I liked both of their character arcs. The return of Gina was really cool. I liked that. But oh my god, Seb as Sharpay slayed. Whoa! Not only with the spinny flippy thing, but just vocally. Oh my god. So go, honestly, anyone go and watch Seb as Sharpay clips from High School Musical, the musical, the series, because oh my god. Firstly, side note, why is the name so long? High School Musical, the series. I get they're doing High School Musical as a musical and it's a series, but that's so long. You could just say High School Musical, the series, or like a High School Musical series. Like that's. But yeah. Anyway, sorry. Back to it. Seb's pipes. Oh my good lord, that man can sing. Get to Hidden Game was also very cool with the floating Ricky. That was. Sad to see him struggle though, like his mum's a bitch, but it was very important for his character. And to be fair, the whole structure of the final episode was good with the twists and the turns. I do think they had a few too many at some points, but just nitpicky. However, I do think it built on the characters very well. But yeah, like I've said so many times, the vocal runs in this show is crazy. Just going off my notes, the amount of times that I've said, oh my god, the vocals. And Breaking Free was pretty sick as well. The vocals in that from both Olivia, even EJ to be fair. But Nene. It took me an entire fucking season to realise that her name wasn't Mimi, as in M-I-M-I. It's Nene, N-I-N-I. Don't know how I didn't manage that, but we move. And Ricky is what I was going to say. Their vocals in Breaking Free was very good. And to be fair, it ends very well. The first season ends really well. The kissing scenes never felt forced, which they can usually seem, and they bloody went for it as well. I thoroughly ship Ricky and Nene, and as I've said, they throughout both season 1 and 2 didn't hold back on the kisses at all. They're going for it. And there's a few innuendos as well, like throughout, which is weird for a Disney film. I love the cutscene as well, how it ends the first season. Obviously, the first film ends with the cutscene of Sharpay running in with Zeke and being like, your cookies are amazing, oh my god, and giving him like a hug or whatever. And then this season ends with Big Red doing his little tap number and then getting Ashlyn, the wonderful girl. So that was quite cool. That was sweet. I like that. That was a cool ending. So, let's move on to Season 2. Now, this is more just notes-based, so I will just sort of rattle through them a lot quicker because I'd already had my character establishment, I'd already had my thoughts on the show, so this is more just things I liked. The opening of the season was great, in my opinion. I love the Instagram opening and the sort of, again, using the tech side of it to relate to the younger audience. I also love how they addressed loads of different genders at the beginning. It's a nice, subtle detail, but Disney, it matters a lot. But oh my god, I'm sorry, Ricky is adorable for the whole, for some of the season. He's a twat for some of it. But he is literally me in a relationship. His love language is the same. He would do anything to make her happy, write music, write songs for her, buying gifts, just genuinely just being really happy and bubbly. So, big up the movie relationships, because that's how I've learned, so... Side note, I also love his fashion. His fashion's cool. And his hair. His hair's pretty cool. I like his hair. But kind of peak how Nene didn't tell him she was moving away. I thought that was a bit of a twatty move. Like, I understand the reasons behind it. But I initially didn't like the fact they were doing Beauty and the Beast. But I did realise that the novelty would very quickly wear off if they did High School Musical 2. And there's not really much to play with. Plus, the production costs of getting a swimming pool would be crazy. And a golf course. And to be fair, I'm excited to see Frozen in Season 3. But, oh my god, Holly, the new girl, the pipes on that woman, woohoo! She means trouble, though. And for most part of this season, I didn't like her as a character, which, again, very good writing. But, god, she wants Ricky bad, though, doesn't she? Ooh, she wants Ricky Dicky. My god, though, production value on this season went up. The new trio power number at the beginning of the season was crazy good. With Gina, Ashlyn, and I cannot remember her name. But to be fair, a few times throughout the season, there was just a heightened production value, and it was really, really good. Recipe, with the song that I'm talking about, was sick. My next point is that I hate Nene's school with a burning passion. Burn it to the ground. And I'm very glad she came back to East High. Yes, she's a rose, and yes, she becomes a bit of a bitch. But we move. I ship Big Red and Ashlyn. Bit dramatic at times, but I love them. Big Red is cool. And there's so many original numbers in this season. I love it. Ricky is writing so many songs. Nene, I keep calling her Olivia Rodrigo. Nene's character is writing so many songs. She started her music account. Some of the original songs in this show is just brilliant. And so slept on. Some of them are just seconds long. But wow, though, Season 2's emotional. Damn it. They really toy with some of the emotions here. To be fair, there's also consistently great role models in this show throughout. Like, I've already spoken about the LGBTQ+ community, but also just how to act as a teenager in general. Sort of, not the advice to take, because never really take advice from films, because that's a shit idea. But realistically, how to act is also another good one. The Gina dance at the Carlos Quinceañero, I think that's how you say it, was absolutely incredible. The choreography was sick. The rhythm and the music was catchy. And I love the incorporation in that scene of other Disney-owned songs. They used The Climb by Miley Cyrus. I like how they're just picking Disney-branded songs. Obviously, they've got Frozen in the new season. We saw a little bit of Camp Rock in some teaser footage. And they've used a couple of other stuff. Obviously, they've used High School Musical as well. And the whole of the second season's about Beauty and the Beast. I completely forgot about that. That's obviously another Disney-owned property. The Rose song, the Rose Olivia Rodrigo song that she writes is crazy good. The one that goes viral online. Obviously, I understand why they took it out of the final show, and the fact that they probably did that for production value, in the fact that if she sung it again, it would be like, yeah, well, it's not going to hit as hard. But it was very cool. The Kill the Beast dance battle between North High and East High was so sick. I also love North and East High. That's quite funny. Very Camp Rock, the Camp Rock. Very fun. Lily's a bitch, but I still love her. Ricky's also being a bitch in this, like, mid to late season. Oh, and so is Nene. Nene? Fucking, what's her name? Nene. So basically everyone other than EJ is being a bitch in this season. He's turned into a softie, and I very much love it. Howie as the Beast was brilliant and provided an amazing mid-turn point. It's a great story writing there. Ricky's ballad to Nene goes so hard. I'm kind of sad that she never got to hear it, but that's sick. Be Our Guest was great as well in the actual final show. Carlos really comes out of his shell and he slayed. I didn't realise as well, but Carlos and the guy who plays Seb as well, or well, the actors of Carlos and Seb, are dating in real life, which is a really nice touch. A few more notes now as well. Second Chance / Tide song was really good as well. I think, again, just adding to the list of HSM, the series stuff, which is just great in terms of music. I can't speak. It's too early in the morning. And I love how this series ended so far. It's actually really well written without anything being too boring or long-winded, and I low-key love it. I love all the characters and their relationships, and I cannot wait to see the development of that over the new season. I'm interested to see the dynamic, though, with the lack of the Olivia Rodrigo character. I know she's not in it a lot. And I want to see the relationship between Lily and Ricky. Lily want Ricky Dicky. Woo. And I love the situation between Gina and EJ, and in the new trailer, she looks really happy, and I think Gina's going to be the new sort of, I mean, she's already technically kind of the main character of this season. I think she's going to be a big part. I love the bloopers as well at the end of season 2 with the You Are the Music and Me sort of ballad thing. That was actually really fun. But yeah, so my general thought. All in all, very, very good thoughts on the season. I can understand why some people don't like it, but I, as a High School Musical, diehard High School Musical fan, absolutely loved it. I think season 3 will be really, really good. It does kind of give me Pitch Perfect 2 vibes when they go to that, like, weird training camp halfway through the film. But I thoroughly enjoyed this show. It progresses very well. The music's incredible. The dancing, the choreography is great as well. The acting wasn't as shitty as I thought. For a Disney Channel film and Disney Channel TV show, really, really good. It doesn't drag, it's well written, it's perfectly paced, and it's very bingeable. Each episode's only like 20 minutes, half an hour long, so sometimes 40 minutes, but yeah, I actually really enjoyed the entire show and would highly recommend it to any High School Musical fan. Very well done to Disney Plus and to the whole Disney team, and it was really, really well done, because something I thought would be shit and would really disappoint me really wasn't. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So guys, go and watch the High School Musical, the series. Just give it a shorter name. HSM, the series. No, HSM, the musical, the series. There you go. But guys, that is all from me. There's another video coming very, very shortly, guys. Please leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy the video. It's free and helps me out a bunch. You can unsubscribe at any time. But yeah, guys, let me know. Did you enjoy HSM, the musical, the series? High School Musical, the series? And let me know if there's anything you are looking forward to for season 3, any characters you do or don't like. And let me know, what do you guys think of the music? Because some of the best stuff after Lemonade Mouth, I've got to give them that. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. Stay safe. Peace.